So this happened. Yeah, that's me. Almost eating it in front of 100 people. No dramatic fall. No viral moment. Just poor old me trying to completely wipe out on stage while talking about social media, marketing, advertising. Attractive, right? Hell. Look, if you've ever had to present to clients, speak at an event, or even just hop on a video call where people are actually paying attention to you, well, you know that feeling. That's the split second where everything goes wrong and your brain just screams, abort mission, abort, abort. So today, I'm going to tell you actually what happened and why I wanted to disappear into the floor and beyond, and the 3 things that I've learned that actually has made me a better presenter. And here's the actual truth. This will happen to you. Maybe not literally tripping, but something's gonna go sideways, and it seems like it always does somewhere. How do you handle it though? That's what separates people who grow their business from people who hide behind email. Let's go. Let me set the scene. I'm speaking at this marketing event, and I thought it was maybe 70, 80, or maybe more. I think it was around 100. I mean, honestly, when you're up there, it feels like 1,000, And I'm talking about ad strategy, social media marketing. That's my thing, right? That's what we do. And I know this stuff, so it's not like I'm feeling nervous about that, but we've spent a lot of money in ad spend, and I'm comfortable with it. And then I moved to the left side of the stage to emphasize a point. Actually, it's really kind of when I get up, as you saw in the video, and that moment just sticks and it slows down. Your foot catches and you're lurching forward, and you have this weird split second where you're thinking, okay, this is it. This is how I die. Death bike power cable. I caught myself barely. But here's the thing. Everyone saw it. Everyone saw it. And my brain immediately goes into full panic mode. Did that just happen, dude? Oh my God, they all saw that? How do I keep talking like nothing happened? Do I acknowledge this, or am I supposed to be the expert here and I can't even walk? And here's the worst part. I wasn't even dramatic enough to be funny. Like, dude, if I'd fully face planted, at least we could all laugh about it. But this, no. It was just simply awkward. The kind of awkward that you just want to rewind time and say, no, not that. So why does this feel so bad? Like, objectively, I didn't fall. Nobody got hurt. The presentation continued. It was great. But in that moment, I wanted to evaporate. Here's what's happening in your brain. Your amygdala, that's the part of your brain that handles threats. It literally cannot tell the difference between I tripped in front of people or I'm being attacked by a bear. I'm serious. Evolutionary speaking, social rejection meant getting kicked out of the tribe. And getting kicked out of the tribe meant you died alone in the wilderness. So when you embarrass yourself in front of a group, your brain thinks, literally, that you're in actual danger. And that's why your face gets hot. You notice that, right? That's why your heart's pounding. That's why you want to run. And if you're a consultant, if you're a coach, an expert, a business owner, a leader, somebody who's supposed to have their act together, well, it's even worse because you're not just speaking, you're auditioning. Every presentation is, will they hire me? Will they trust me with their money? And when you stumble, literally or figuratively in my case, your brain tells you, that's it. You've just proved you're not as good as you say you are. But here's the truth. I learned this. Nobody else is thinking that. This is all in your head. Most people in that room, they were just relieved that it wasn't them. They weren't judging me per se. They were empathizing. And the people who were going to work with me, well, they still did. Ended up getting a large contract from that. The people who weren't, well, they still didn't. the stumble changed nothing except my own perception here. All right, so here's what I actually learned from the almost face planting in front of 100 people. 3 takeaways that I want to share and how it changed how I present. And honestly, it's become kind of the mantra or the model for how I run my entire business, especially when it comes to presentations. And of course, we do that a lot on Zoom and webinars today. So takeaway number 1, acknowledge it and move on. In the moment, I did not do that. I made a quick joke. I think I said something like, well, that was graceful, smiled and kept going. And that's kind of the move. Don't ignore it. Don't pretend it didn't happen. Of course, people did see it, but also don't make it bigger deal than it really is. Quick acknowledgement, tiny bit of humor, of course, goes a long way. Then right back to your point. Anyway, as I was saying about your, social media marketing, boom, done, That's what happens if you don't acknowledge it. So everyone's sitting there and they're wondering if you noticed. So they're distracted. I mean, they got their devices in their hands. They're not listening to you anymore. They're replaying your stumble in their heads. But if you acknowledge it quickly and move on, that's your best bet. In fact, you're giving them permission to move on too. And honestly, it makes you more human. People don't trust perfect. Perfect feels fake of sorts. But somebody who trips and recovers with grace, that's someone who can handle pressure. And if you're selling consulting or coaching or business services, that's what people are buying. Your ability to handle things when they don't go perfectly. That is truth number 1, or takeaway number 1. Takeaway number 2, your credibility comes from your knowledge, not your coordination. Look, nobody hired me at that time to be a professional stage walker, certainly not. They hired me because I know how to run ads or build strategies that actually convert. And that didn't change because I tripped over a cable. This is the thing we get so wrong about credibility. We think we have to be perfect to be taken seriously. Flawless delivery, perfect slides, never miss a beat. But that's not what creates trust. What creates trust? Well, it's substance. Do you know what you're talking about? Can you solve their problem? Have you actually done this before? That's what matters. I've seen people give absolutely flawless presentations and said nothing of value. I'm sure you've seen it. And I've seen people stumble through entire talks, but deliver so much insight that everyone in the room is taking notes furiously. Guess which one gets clients? Here's what I tell myself now before every presentation. I'm not here to perform as such. I'm here to serve. My job isn't to look good. My job is to give them something valuable that they can actually use. And if I trip along the way, hey, whatever. The value doesn't change. All right, that was number 2. Takeaway number 3. The faster you move on, the faster everyone else does. This is the big one. After that presentation, you know what I wanted to do? Replay that moment 1,000 times in my head, analyze it, cringe about it. I have a video about it. Wonder if everyone was talking about it in the hallway. And I did that for like an hour. But then I realized something. Nobody else was thinking about it anymore. They'd already moved on. The only person still obsessing over my stumble, hey, moi, that was me. And so it's important for your business to think this way. How long will you dwell on mistakes? That's a choice. You can replay your embarrassing moment for days, weeks, months, or you can extract a lesson and let it go. What went wrong? I didn't see the cable, obviously. What can I control next time? Get there early. Check the stage. What was outside of my control? What was in my control? Cables exist. Done, right? We know that. Because here's the reality. If you let fear of embarrassment stop you from presenting, you're leaving massive opportunities on the table. See, every presentation is a chance to build authority, trust, attract clients, create content, and establish expertise. And yeah, sometimes you stumble. Sometimes the tech will fail. Sometimes you'll forget what you were going to say. But you know what happens when you push through anyway? You build a reputation as someone who shows up and delivers, somebody who delivers value regardless of circumstances. Someone who doesn't let perfect be the enemy of done. And that's the person people want to hire. So yeah, I almost fell on stage, walking up to stage. No viral moment, just a regular human being doing something hard and not doing it perfectly. And honestly, I'm sort of glad it happened because it taught me that my value does not come from flawless execution. It comes definitely from showing up, delivering substance, and recovering with grace when things go sideways. So if you've been avoiding getting on stage, making videos as we're doing here, presenting to clients because you're afraid of looking stupid, hell, do it anyway. Your message matters more than your delivery, frankly. Your expertise matters more than your polish. And your ability to keep going when things go wrong? Well, that's not a weakness. That's the whole game. So take the stage, make the video, send the pitch. And when something goes wrong, because, we already know it will, just remember, acknowledge it, move on, keep delivering value. That's it. If you want to want more on creating presentations that actually convert clients, or if you just want to see me trip over things, subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll definitely respond to you personally. And interestingly enough, all these mini failures along the way has really built me to go hard on this YouTube channel. And as cringy as I look sometimes, or I listen to myself, I keep pushing forward. Do you know why? Whatever works, dude. You can make it happen. Dudes and dudettes, I love making these videos for you. Thank you for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one.